center of the Angels fans team. Visit them online at sweatfitness.com. Ask about a free trial and membership. The Wings would like to thank Body Airbrush Company and Spa, the official spa salon of the Angels fans team. Visit them online at www.bodyairbrushspa.com. Get your Wings and ticket stub and receive $10 off your first airbrush tan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm Philadelphia welcome to the visiting Rochester Knighthawks. Number 1, Joe Walters. Number 2, Paul Dawson. Number 6, Dan Dawson. Number 7, Tyler Burton. Number 10, Joel McCready. Number 16, Dylan Evans. Number 22, Casey Powell. Number 23, Corey Vittorelli. Number 25, Brad Self. Number 26, Mike Kirk. Number 28, Stephen Pio. Number 29, Ian Lord. Number 37, Scott Campbell. Number 44, Mike McCursey. Number 48, Matt Vince. Number 55, Angus Goodley. Number 79, Sid Smith. Number 86, Rory Blades. Number 88, Cody Jameson. And number 93, Johnny Powers.
Fargo Center, the National Lacrosse League, and the Lacrosse Network proudly present the 1-3 Rochester Knighthawks versus the 2-2 Philadelphia Wings. Welcome to the broadcast, and thanks for spending part of your Friday morning here with us on YouTube. I'm Dave Walls, and I'll be bringing you the play-by-play of today's matchup. Follow me on Twitter at Dave Walls. Well, when you watch the Rochester Knighthawks battling the Philadelphia Wings, you can be assured of one thing: gritty, hard-hitting physical action up and down the floor for the full 60 minutes. Since the Knighthawks came into the NLL, these two franchises have engaged in legendary battles for dominance in the East Division, and today's matchup is simply the next chapter for the...
In here and take a look at the replay as you're seeing it right now. It's actually Vitarelli who had the ball, and we're not going to tell anything from that angle. And now we're going to rewind it. This might be one of those cases. Shot, boy, it depends if his arm comes down on the line before the ball goes in the net, and I don't know that we saw anything here in the arena that's going to overturn the call in the field. Certainly if we had maybe an overhead angle or something different to work with, that would be the case, but at the moment we'll probably say that's going to be a no goal. Very close situation. It depends what they say. They may have additional angles down in the booth. So we have a stoppage of play at 8:34 to go here in the first. Knighthawks do lead 1-0, reviewing a disputed no goal on Corey Vitarelli. 7-5 shots on goal right now in favor of the Knighthawks. Glad you're here wherever you are, whether you're at work, you're on the road, or just enjoying a day home today. Dave Walls here for the NLL. John Barchard in the studio. We'll have plenty more games all weekend long here on the Lacrosse Network. As I mentioned, this 11 a.m. start time being featured here in the Philadelphia areas. We have lots of school children here today doing a lacrosse kids game today, where all the local school kids are being brought in and they're being taught the fundamentals of lacrosse, being exposed to the NLL and box lacrosse to a new generation. And as Mark Ardonio comes out of the box, it is no goal. No goal.
It was a crease violation. Rochester will be charged with a timeout.
So Rochester burns its timeout and they lose their challenge for the rest of the half as we're getting ready to get back underway. But as we're mentioning, the kids in the crowd today actually have a packet, and it's really interesting where it shows them the history of lacrosse, how the game was founded. It teaches them the statistics of the game, how to calculate certain stats, and all sorts of things that expose the NLL, expose box lacrosse to a new generation. And certainly that can only go to further the NLL's audience and the NLL's reach. I think it's an amazing program that they're doing today. So Crowley's going to get the ball off the restart, and we're back underway. So Rochester loses their challenge. It is a no goal against Vitarelli, and Drew Westervelt now has the ball as we're back underway. 8.5 here to go in the first. Tried to hit a breaking Jordan Hall to the net. He's checked away from it, but rebound comes right to Westervelt. 5 on the clock, far side. Now tries to hit Crowley, breaking loose in the crease. Westervelt gets it, gonna have to dump it in. Shot gets in on Vince, but that one was, as Westervelt was almost running towards the bench, he dumped it in on Vince, so it'll count as a shot on goal, but easy save for the Knighthawks. Walters has the ball for Rochester now as he gets it down low. Powless now back up top to Walters. Over on the far side to Powell. Powell will now get it back over to Walters. 10 on the shot clock. Walters thinks about a run inside. Now back up top. Shoots and scores! Micah Kersey shoots it. I think it gets tipped somewhere along the line as Miller was in position for it, and then the ball seemed to take a funny turn. We'll have to take a look at the replay here as we see it in the booth. We see we're not really going to see. Maybe Miller just got a piece of it. I don't know. There was some traffic in front of Miller, but they're going to give the goal to a Kersey at the moment. That goal comes to it at 7:15. It's 2-0 Rochester. An odd shot, sir. I know they're giving the goal to a Kersey. That might be one where they go back and rework the stats later. Certainly the ball just seemed to take a left turn right at the last second on Brandon Miller. We saw it before last season, in fact, as Brendan Mundorf dumped a shot in on Thompson of Buffalo, and that ball just took a left turn on the turf and bounced in from about 40 feet. So it can happen, but regardless, good shot by the Knighthawks. That's 2-0. Wings with the ball with 5 on the shot clock. Uncorking one, however, McCarty shoots it, but it doesn't even get on net. Ross will get it, and he'll try a shot as well. However, that one doesn't even come close, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. So we're talking not only second and third shot opportunities for the Wings, but the quality of shots that we're seeing from Philadelphia right now. Not a lot of open looks, not a lot of pressure in front of Vince. He's had a lot of time in order to get in position to make those saves. Jamison, far side. Now back up top to Vitarelli. Vitarelli tried to hit breaking man cutting inside, and Joel McCready, however, tipped away. Merrill's breaking loose on the far side. Merrill tries to shoot for the upper corner, missed it. The rebound comes loose. Hall can't get control of it. Has to quickly go back the other way for the Knighthawks. Paul Dawson gets it up to Campbell across the timeline. Campbell near side. Now he'll put it back up top for Joe Walters. Far side to Dan Dawson. 15 on the shot clock. Powell was breaking loose to the net. Can't control. The wings pick it back up. It's Steve Holmes who has the ball, brings it across the timeline. He'll come off in transition, gets it off to Westervelt, now over to Rabel. Rabel goes far side to Crotty, back up top to Ross. Ross thinks about the shot, now moves over to the far side. Double team, gets stick checked away. Ball's loose, 9-8 on the shot clock. Far side to Rabel. Rabel loses control as he was going to shoot. Crowley tries to pick it up, but it's stolen away by the Knighthawks, so not even getting a shot off that time. Rabel putting some good defensive pressure on, but Self is able to get the pass, and the Knighthawks get another offensive series. Wide open shot for Self, and Miller makes the windmill save and is able to control that. So lots of back and forth here early in the first. Merrill now has it. It hits his breaking man, but now back up top to Merrill. Jordan Reynolds racing off in transition. Merrill dumps it off to Crowley. Crowley has good pressure put on him by Campbell. Far side to Ethan Farrell with 10 on the clock. Farrell dumps it off far side, trying to break into the crease, but no room at the end for him. He gets back to the crease. He stepped on the crease. No call by the officials, but Rochester is able to get the ball, and they've got a fresh 30. Defensive pressure put on Jordan Hall, unable to prevent it from going across the timeline. Lots of bodies flying. Now finally we get a loose ball violation. Loose ball violations on both sides on that possession. We saw bodies flying, Rochester bodies, Philadelphia bodies. Finally we get a push called against the Knighthawks, so the Wings will go ahead and take that one back the other way. Under 5 to go here in the first. 2-0 Rochester. Westervelt, Rabel out there. Rabel with the ball. He dumps back up top to Westervelt. Shoots. Hits Vince in the left glove. Makes a save. Ball fought over for Ross. Couldn't find it, and Vince is able to pick it up. So Rabel, even though he hasn't really gotten a clean look at the net, he has gotten a couple more shots, and you see a little bit of that confidence coming back. Rabel has a cannon. He just has to have the ability to uncork it from time to time. Shot by Powell, kick saved by Miller, and it's going to go into the Wings bench, and they'll actually say Miller didn't get a piece of it. It went just wide. So it's going to be Philadelphia ball after this TV timeout. 4:24 left to go. First period, 2-0 Knighthawks. You're watching the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 4:24 here to go in the first period. It's 2-0 Rochester. Shots on goal 9-7 in favor of the Knighthawks. Dave Walls, John Barchard here for the NLL Network on the Lacrosse Network. Glad you're here. Glad you're staying warm. It has gotten really windy and cold outside. Bad day to be on the roads. Good day to be here at the Wells Fargo Center or to be here on the NLL Network. And I tell you what, as you look around here, yeah, you know, the pessimistic side of some NLL fans are going to say, oh, look at the empty seats. But I tell you what, there's a new generation of NLL fans being formed here today. And I'll tell you what, 1986, I'll go ahead and lay myself out there. Or no, excuse me, 1987. I'm here as a 10-year-old God, 10 years old in 1987. I am feeling so old. I was here in 1987 to see my first Wings game, and I've been coming to games every single year. Passion was born that day, not just for the Wings, but for the sport of box lacrosse, and this is how it's done. You get the young kids in here, and they're learning about the sport. I love what the Wings and the NLL are doing here today. Rochester putting on a good show so far for the fans as well. 2-0 your scores would go under 4 here to play in the first. Jamison has the ball, now goes far side to Powell. Powell being worked on by Heim with only 3 on the shot clock. Going to have to get a shot off. 2-1. And I don't think Powell had any intention of shooting that time. And now Powell, instead of dumping the ball on the turf, you saw him dump it into the corner, and he's going to go off for a delay of game. Mark Gardonio right over to the box. That's a rule, thinking about it, that's a rule change that was really implemented last season, when a lot of teams, maybe with 2 or 1, would dump the ball in the corner, especially once they hit 0, they would dump it in the corner, and that would give the teams a little more time to, relax, get their lines out there. Last season, the NLL refs, they laid the law down. If you do that, you're getting a 2-minute penalty. So the Wings on their first power play and needed their first score. Hall has the ball at the top of the key over to Crowley. Crowley shoots, shoulder saved by Vince. Westerville unable to pick it up, and Kirk has the loose ball for Rochester. Has a double team put on him. Now a loose ball. Good turnover by Philadelphia. And Crowley's going to stay out there, and he picks up the ball with a fresh 30. Already 30 seconds gone in the power play. 3:05 to go in the first. 2-0 Rochester. Buchanan at the top with Ross down low. Now up top to Buchanan to Crowley. Crowley tries to hit Ross over on the far side. Goes awry. Buchanan picks it up with 10 on the shot clock. To Ross. Now back up top Buchanan to Crowley. Crowley over on the far side. He shoots. Score! Philadelphia Wings. Power play goal by Jordan Hall. And with 2:44 to go in the first, the Wings cut the deficit in half, 2-1. I tell you what, everything we've been talking about in this first quarter, we're talking second shot opportunities, we're talking rebounds, and getting pressure in front of Vince, and they demonstrated all of that in one power play. As you take a look at the replay here, Buchanan to Crowley and right over to Hall, and he's able to dump it up tie on Matt Vince. With that shot, actually the Wings go up in shots, 10-9. Power play goal makes it 2-1. Rochester wins the faceoff as we resume live action. It's Jamison with the ball on the near side. Down low into the corner. Now back up top to Kehoe with 10 on the clock. Kehoe with a good screen put in front of him. Misses the net completely, and the Wings are able to get the rebound. However, ball knocked loose, ball rolling on the turf. The Wings are going to have to get that ball across the timeline. They're just able to do so as Hartzell was able to get the long outlet pass the other way. Hartzell makes a run onto the net. Now he'll bring it back as the offense getting on the field. Rabel has the ball. Hartzell comes off in the play. Rabel thinks about a run. He'll go in back of the net, right to left with 10 on the shot clock. Back up top to Buchanan. Buchanan rolls. Screen in front of him. Crowley's pass, though, knocked loose 4-3. Crowley has it. It's going to have to just dump it in, and he does so. At least a smart play by Crowley. He knows he's not going to get a good shot, but with 4 on the shot clock, he rolls it back towards the crease and gives the Wings defense a bit of a breather. Powell has the ball as he rolls on the far side. Had the lane to run, but it's quickly closed up by Costabile. Now shoots and scores! Rochester Knighthawks, Micah Kersey was just standing there in the crease. He cherry picks a pass, and wide open in front of Brandon Miller. It's back out to a 2-goal lead, 3-1. We noticed a bit of a problem in the defense that defensive series for the Wings, as Costabile had to come out to cut off Powell's run, and when he did that, he left Vitarelli wide open in front of the crease. As you see on the replay, a good goal as Kersey makes the diving shot that time. It was still a good inch or so in back of the line. So very good offensive series for the Knighthawks, and they get the face-off. Walters has the ball with Dawson out there. Powless and Kehoe are now coming in late. Man breaking, and Powell is back out there with 9 on the shot clock. Walters holding, rolling around. 1 minute to go here in the first. Walters knocked down. It's going to have to shoot it. Goes off the post. Miller actually moved a little bit too far, and the ball goes off the post. Wings get the ball, and it's Steve Holmes who gets the one-handed pass over to Merrill. Merrill across the timeline. Got about a 20-second differential between shot clock and game clock as Crowley takes a shot that hits high off the netting, bounces back into play, but since it hit off the net, it gets out of bounds, and Rochester will go ahead and get it. 41.4 left to go in the first period. Knighthawks leading the shots on goal, 11-10. They currently enjoy a 2-goal lead at 3-1. Jamison holding, dwindling that shot clock down to 13 now. They'll start rotation here with Dawson on the far side. Rolling back up top to Jamison. Jamison shoots, save, going to have a fresh 30. So last shot coming up for Rochester as they're able to save it, but with 10 on the clock, they shoot the ball. Vince is going to come off for any sort of last-second shot opportunity, but now the Wings get the ball, shoots, and they miss the open net. Vince was running off to try to get a last-second extra attacker. The Wings steal the ball and have the open net, and it just bounces over the crossbar as the first period comes to a close. Both sides have had their opportunities. Rochester's had a few more, 12-10 shots on goal, and after one, it's 3-1 Rochester. You're watching the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center on this Friday morning, everybody. Dave Walls here at the Wells Fargo Center with the Knighthawks enjoying a 3-1 lead over the Philadelphia Wings. Today's game brought to you in part by Reebok. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black line. Reebok Black was designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black line features a lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology, performance-driven, technology-driven, NLL proven. Find all the new Reebok lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com. And hey fans, did you miss the big goal that everybody was talking about last week? Don't sweat it. Visit the Lacrosse Network online to see the top 10 plays from last weekend's action. You can also watch full replays of every game played this season. It's all there on demand anytime that fits your schedule. Visit youtube.com/the Lacrosse Network. Second period underway, face-off, and we've got a loose ball violation. It's going to go against the Knighthawks, so the Wings will get their first possession. Ned Crotty dumps it off to Rabel. Rabel with some room, closes up quickly though, so he'll roll out, bring it back over to Buchanan. Far side to Hall. Hall's lane closes up, back to Rabel. Rabel over to Ross. Ross had an open net to shoot at as Vince didn't see the initial pass, but ball bounces out of his stick and quickly into the hands of the Knighthawks. Evans brings it across for Rochester as they get their first offensive series. Hope you're enjoying the game no matter where you are. Tweet me at Dave Walls. Let me know where you're at. Do want to hear from all NLL fans. Here's a shot and score! Might see Johnny Meridian throw the flag on this one. Cody Jamison tiptoes the line. I'd love to see the replay here. It looked like he might have been in the crease, but that was my first reaction. But let's see here as, boy, the challenge flag comes out. Challenge is in effect. The initial foot that I thought hit the line didn't hit the line. The question is, his back foot seems to drag just slightly, and the question is, did that back foot drag just touch the crease in the crease area before the ball goes in the net? So it's going to be a lot closer than I thought. My initial reaction here in the booth, as I look over to producer John Barger, and he's nodding agreement with me, my first initial reaction was easy, no goal, but the referees were right to at least blow it a goal on the initial foot. The question is, the back foot drag through the crease. That goal might stand. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if they have another close-up or another angle that might provide some sort of clarity. But both teams using up a challenge here in the first. Rochester losing theirs on a disputed Corey Vitarelli no goal. Now the Wings will try to prevent it from moving to 4-1. Hey, Nighthawk fans, your Nighthawks return home next weekend, Saturday, February 16th. The Buffalo Bandits come to town. Game time at Blue Cross Arena, 7:30 p.m. It's always a good time. For tickets, just visit Nighthawks.com. And hey, Wings fans, we're going to get back to regular afternoon game times, I promised. After today's game, the next Wings home game, Sunday, February 24th. The Wings host the Colorado Mammoth at 4 p.m. You'll remember the epic matchup those two teams had last season, went to overtime. Amazing battle on both sides. You want tickets for that. For tickets and info, go to wingslax.com. Head referee Mark Ardonio taking a good look at this down in the booth. Like I said, this is a lot closer than I initially thought it was going to be. And as it comes out, it is a good goal. Count it. So both coaches lose their challenge in the first half. So neither team has a timeout at the moment, and it's now 4-1 Nighthawks. Back underway here at the Wells Fargo Center. Wings win the faceoff, and it's Manny who gets it over to Ned Crotty across the timeline. And the Wings need to stop the bleeding here a little bit. Now down by 3. Buchanan, far side to Rabel. Rabel has some traffic in front of him. Tries a short pass over to Crowley, ill-intended. Ball bounces loose. Buchanan tries to scoop it up. It's going to be Sid Smith who eventually does so, and a fresh 30 for Rochester. Stick checked away by Rabel. Now the ball's loose on the turf. And Rabel's able to pick it up. He gets a cross check to the back. No call on the play. Gardonio, the referee, had his back turned to it. Rabel letting him know how he feels about it. I think he's got a right to complain. Pretty obvious cross check right to the back. Play continues down on the other end. It's Rochester with the ball. Powell gets it over to Dawson in the near corner with 15 on the shot clock. Over to Powell. Ball bounces loose, though, and Powell stepped in the crease anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. So the Wings bring it across, down by 3. Ross out there. Merrill comes off in transition. Ross, far side to Rabel, shoots it high off the boards. Hall didn't see the rebound as it came right to him. Now he's trying to fight for it. And it's going to be Farrell who gets the rebound. Tries to hit Westerveld, who was sitting on the other side. Can't do so. Ball comes up to Crowley. Shoots a bounce shot. Goes wide as well. 4 on the shot clock, and it's going to be an over-back situation, I believe. That's right, over and back. McCready calls timing, gets the ball there. Tried to hit a breaking man and a Kersey, but Forsyth, fresh out of the box from that 5-minute fighting penalty in the first, and he's able to get the loose ball and bring it up across. Defense for Rochester looked confused for a second. Wings just couldn't find any place to put it. Now here's Buchanan, shoots, goes off the back of the net. Crowd actually jumped to their feet for a second because they saw the net move, but it goes off the boards into the back. So both teams quick transition plays here, couple quick shot opportunities, but nobody able to capitalize in the last 2 minutes or so, and it's still 4-1 Nighthawks. Dan Dawson in his return game to Philadelphia since being traded for Paul Rabel in December. Here's a shot, goes off the corner of the crossbar, but Miller did get a piece of it, so a fresh 32nd for the Nighthawks. They quickly bring the ball in. Same line out there. Kehoe on the far side being worked one-on-one. Kehoe over to a Kersey at the top. He's got Jamison out there and Vitarelli. Vitarelli holds the ball at the face-off circle. 15 on the shot clock. Over to Dawson, near side. Dawson looks for a lane, doesn't have anything. Cross-check to the back, and we get a loose ball violation. Gardonio caught that one, and the Wings will come back the other way. Merrill tries for a fast break opportunity and said he'll pull up. Now has Farrell breaking. He shoots, and Vince just got a save, just got a piece of it. I tell you what, Ethan Farrell really displayed the quickness that got him those 2 goals in the first game. Vince equal to the challenge. Didn't get all of it, but just got enough to push it wide. Good job by Brody Merrill in setting up the fast break opportunity as well. 10 on the shot clock for the Nighthawks. Back the other way. Walters with Powell. Now far side to Jamison. Jamison's going to have to take a shot here. He does, and rings it off the post. However, a loose ball comes back out. They give him a fresh 30, although I don't know if Miller got a piece of it, but we'll go with it. Fresh 30 for the Nighthawks. Now Powell tries an underhanded shot. Save, rebound, another one off the post. That's about the 4th or 5th post that Rochester's hit here in the second period alone. Manny brings it across for a fast break. Had Rabel on the far side, didn't have a clear path for him, so Manny will just hold up and let Ross and the other offensive players get out there. Now Rabel will take his shot. He does, however, step on the crease.
Violation called on the Wings, Rochester possession.
So no shot on that play for Paul Rabel as he stepped on the crease, and with 10:36 to go here in the second, it's still 4-1 Rochester. Self holds the ball now over to Kehoe as Self will come off in transition. Kehoe, nobody gets on him. Kehoe will run in, shoots, and have not seen a call yet. Have not seen a signal whether it's a goal or not. The goal light went off, but that doesn't mean anything. The officials will talk about it. The ball definitely goes on the net. And it is a goal. It is a goal, no penalty. We had a delayed penalty coming up against the Philadelphia Wings. As you see here on the replay, Kehoe was getting dragged down by Forsyth. And as he's doing so, the referee had put his arm in the air for the penalty, but the ball goes in the net, so no penalty, and the Knighthawks will go ahead and take a 5-1 lead. Bit of a delay here as the net was off the moorings, but we get back to action, and boy, I tell you what, Johnny Meridian Betsy, I think he bet he wishes that he still had his challenge left over as Kehoe's left knee seemed to drag close to the crease. But with the delayed penalty, Rochester's able to capitalize, and shots on goal 18-11. It's been all Rochester here in the second. 5-1 your score. The Wings need an offensive answer here. Crotty out there with Buchanan. Buchanan turns and rolls around. Finds himself in 1-0. Buchanan shoots. Ball rung off the post, and Vince just gets enough of it. However, we have a delayed call, and it's going to go against the Knighthawks. We have a holding call that's going to happen, so the Wings are going to go on their second power play. That's Paul Dawson who's trudging off slowly, the former Wing, and also his return game. It'd be unfair to mention Dan and not mention Paul for all the great things Paul did here. Certainly known as a very physical, tough defensive player for the Philadelphia Wings. A couple of highlight knockout fights, a couple of great defensive plays that really stand out in the minds of Wings fans. So the Wings on the power play, shoots and scores! Kevin Buchanan unloads the cannon. And just like that, before Dawson has a chance to get his seat warm in the penalty box, the Wings quickly strike, 2 for 2 on the power play, and they cut the deficit to 3. It's 5-2 Rochester. Both teams were a little slow to start moving around after the restart, and I think Buchanan sensed that and decided to just uncork one. As you'll take a look at the replays, we'll get back to live action. Yeah, Buchanan really just had a wide open shot on the near corner, and he's able to take it. Crowley and Ross get the assist. As we're back to live action, 10 on the shot clock. Shot by Rabel, hits the post, bounces off, and a lucky break now for the Philadelphia Wings. Rochester now 2-on-1 the other way. Here's a shot and score! And we're talking about fast breaks. Rochester comes right back the other way. Tyler Burton puts it in for the Knighthawks. He faked the pass over on the far side. Miller had to commit one way or another and was able to bounce it in. And that's an area where Miller's maybe had some weakness in the past, but certainly stepped up.
By number 7, Tyler Burton. The assist, number 25, Brad Self. Time of the goal,
Burton from Self at 4:35. And off the face-off, ball goes out of play. It's going to be a Rochester ball when we come back from this media timeout. 9:16 left to go here in the second. And it's, other than the power play, playing 5-on-5. It's been all Knighthawks. 6-2 your score on the NLL and Lacrosse Networks.
Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. Dave Walls, along with John Barchard here for the NLL and the Lacrosse Network. 6-2 your score of 9:16 left to go here in the second. Fans, NLL Radio offers the best online radio coverage of the National Lacrosse League. Just visit nll.com/radio and check out our lineup of shows. We've got an amazing lineup. NLL Radio is pleased to be the new online home of Box La Beat, hosted by Steven Stamp of IL Indoor. Just visit nll.com/radio for more information. And right off the restart, shot and scored by the Rochester Knighthawks. And Dan Dawson, you knew you weren't going to keep him scoreless all season. He gets his second goal of the year, and even though the Wings fans are a little grumpy, they give him a mild smattering of applause as we take a look at the replay. Dawson just creeps in, and boom, he tucks it in under the bar. If it was a hockey net, the water bottle would jump up off that one. And with 9:02 left to go,
the assist number 1, Joe Walters.
It's 7-2.
Time to the goal, 5 minutes, 58 seconds.
So the Wings hemorrhaging goals at this point. They need a stop, and they need to get back in this game. For the Knighthawks, you got to love it. They only scored 7 goals in all of last week, and they've got 7 after a period and a half of play. So Coach Mike Hazen and company are loving that. Rochester brings the ball across the timeline, up by 5. Shots on goal 20-14 in favor of the defending champs. Kehoe has the ball. Campbell's running off in transition, and now 4 and 5. Knighthawks have everybody out there. Jamison far side to Kehoe, now finds a man breaking and scores! Dan Dawson again finds himself breaking open to the crease. Nobody home for the Knighthawks, and there's nothing a goaltender can do about that one. It's just a great offensive set by the Knighthawks as they go up 8-2. Caught the Wings defense flat-footed, nobody home in front of the crease. Dawson gets number 3 on the season. And the Wings, other than the power play, have shown zero intensity in their own defensive end. Ball tied up in back of Miller. Miller actually races out to poke it free. Comes into the stick of Dawson, and he'll hold. Is able to dump it up top to Burton. Good play by Dawson. Actually beat a double team in order to get that loose ball. It's going to be a quick series, though. Rochester only gets their line out there with 10 to go on the shot clock. Jamison rolls. Shot, save, rebound, score! The Knighthawks simply pouring it on at this point. Micah Kersey, first half trick, and the Knighthawks are now up 9-2. The Wings don't even have a timeout at this point to sort of calm themselves and center themselves because they lost it on the challenge. Good initial save made by Miller, but Kersey beats Costabile, gets the jump ball, and is able to put it right in. The tidal wave of goals continue for the Knighthawks. And the Wings will come out for an offensive possession in what seems like days. Rabel has the ball on the far side in desperate need of a goal. Westerveld over to Ross, far side. Ross moves in, shoots, save made by Vince. Ball comes loose, body still tied up in front of Vince. Play continues down on the other end. McCready holds the ball. Over to Kehoe near the faceoff circle, one-on-one, beats Crotty, in front of the crease, shoots and scores! Crotty got caught back on defense. Kehoe was one-on-one, beat him cleanly and ran in. And with 7:20 to go in the second, the Knighthawks are already up 10-2. This is almost shades of the home opener that we had last season where Rochester beat the Wings 22-12 to open the 2012 home schedule, as the Wings have just had no answer for the potent Knighthawks offense. And again, we talked in the pregame show, Mike Hazen was saying during the press conference, you know, we're getting the offensive opportunities. We're just not burying them. Well, let me tell you, they are taking care of business today. Long shot. Save made by Vince. Loose rebound comes. Hall gets it for a fresh 30 for the Wings. Over to Buchanan. Now wide open. Shot by Crowley. Save made. In fact, I don't think I even got in on net, and it doesn't, as Hall picks up the loose rebound. Rabel has it. Rabel uncorks one. Stick save it. A beauty by Vince as he is able to get that rebound over to Sid Smith. Smith racing up the floor. He needs to get it up across the timeline and just does so at about the 8-second mark.
24-17. The shots on goal very deceptive. Has not been that close here in the second for sure. 10-2 your score here, and the Wings fans are just stunned at this point. Kersey's pass for Jamison intercepted, tipped away by Hall, but able to be picked up. Now here's a shot long distance, bounces wide. Farrell's going to race for the rebound to create a fast break, but Rochester's able to get back on defense. Check that, it's Merrill. Merrill drives in, now pulls back. Gets it down low. Working one-on-one is Ross. Ross tries a bounce shot. Doesn't get on net, and now the loose rebound's going to come to Campbell, but he can't control, and Merrill gets it. 15 on the shot clock, didn't get a reset. Crotty, far side, now going back of the net, up top to Merrill. He's got a shot, misses it wide, goes over to the Wings bench. 5, they're going to get one more opportunity at this. Rabel uncorks one long distance, that bounces wide, and Rochester will finally get the ball across the timeline. 3 shots towards the nets, none count as none got on net, and it remains 10-2. 5:30 left to go here in the first half. Casey Powell, pass for him, bounces loose, but he's able to control. 10 on the shot clock. Powell trying to creep inside and find some room, unable to do so. Tries to hit Kehoe, ball bounces loose and through the crease of 2-1. Holmes is able to control, and a fresh 30 for the Wings. So finally the Wings get a bit of a defensive stop that time. Powell was unable to find a lane to run and unable to connect to the pass on Kehoe. Jordan Hall, far side, up top to Buchanan. Buchanan now tries to get inside to Crowley, but Crowley had a double team on him. Just no way he could even get the stick up, and the Knighthawks will break the other way. Self has the ball, holding it in transition, dumps it off to Dan Dawson. Dawson, already 2 goals. Pass, tried to get to a Kersey for his 4th. That goes past his stick. Miller's able to control it, and now the Wings will come back the other way. Neither team with a shot in the last 2 minutes. Now here's a shot for the Wings. Save made, however, by Matt Vince. Unable to control the loose ball. Got ball checked for, fought. Bodies flying all over the place. Joel White was able to knock it loose for the Wings, and the Wings will get possession. Bit of a swerve move put on by Rabel. Rabel now rolls back the other way. Rabel's shot tipped away by the Knighthawks. No over and back as it went off a Rochester player. The Wings will regain the ball with 15 to go on the shot clock. It's Jordan Hall picking it back up across of 10. Wings need to scramble. Hall holds, works one-on-one. Now with 5, Rabel on the far side. 2-1, tried to go back of the net that time. Couldn't get the stick around the net in order to punch it back in, and so no shot. And the Knighthawks pick up the loose ball. In case you're just tuning in, welcome. It's been all Knighthawks so far in this matchup. 10-2 your score with 3:25 here to go in the third. Micah Kersey with the first half hat trick. Dawson with 2 goals as well. Wings are 2 for 2 on the power play, but that about does it for them on the offensive series so far. Wings would love to chip away at this at least just a little bit before the half. Brody Merrill shoots off the one-timer. Vince, equal to the challenge, gets down low and gets the stick on it. So 1 and done for the Wings on their end, and now Rochester comes back the other way. Ian Lord with the ball, dumps it off in transition. Over to Vitarelli. Vitarelli dumps it far side. Walters out there, Jamison as well. Jamison gets it over to Kehoe. Kehoe with a lane to run towards the crease, however, bounced back with 5 on the shot clock. Going to have to hurry. Kehoe gets it far side. Shot goes wide. Kehoe tried to get a stick on it to get a one-timer, but the shot clock expires. Wings will take possession, and they'll try to get one more as we come back. 2:31 left to go here in the half. It's 10-2 Knighthawks on the NLL and Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 2:31 left to go in the second. It's all Knighthawks over the Wings, 10-2. Fans, don't forget this copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League. Taking a look at the stats so far, it's a pretty decisive second quarter, to say the least. Rochester's outscored the Wings 7-1 here in the second on a 5-0 run. In fact, as we take a look down, Rochester has been on that 5-goal run in a span. They got 5 goals in a span of 1 minute and 59 seconds. Because you go Burton, 2 from Dawson, a Kersey with the hat trick, and then Kehoe at 7:40 was your last one. Buchanan with the only tally for the Wings here in the second. Back to action. Crowley shot save made by Vince, so the Wings will get a fresh 30 as the ball bounces out of play.
Wings possession.
So the Wings now at this point, they just got to start to get the wheels rolling a little bit as Westervelt's shot, easily saved by Vince. Rochester will take the ball back the other way. The Wings at this point, you're going to go in with a pretty large deficit, but at this point you want to at least keep the Knighthawks at 10, maybe scrape together a goal, possibly 2 here in the remaining 2 minutes. Back of the net for Casey Powell. Powell holds the ball, good pressure put on. Shot goes wide of the net. Reynolds tips it away. Now the Wings will bring it back quickly the other direction. Have a breaking man in Rabel towards the net. However, he stepped right in the crease again. Got a little bit of a push from behind, but Rabel's foot was completely in the crease, and offensive break goes for naught. And back the other way. Shot and score. The Wings unable to capitalize on their fast break, but the Rochester Knighthawks and Walters make it 11-2. Walters standing all alone, and the long outlet pass comes right to him, standing about, 10 feet in front of the crease. Bounces it over to the far side, and Joe Walters able to knock it in, and 11-2 is your score. I would not want to be in the Wings locker room at the half at this point, I'll tell you that much. Joel White has the ball for the Wings. As he holds it, trying to find someone to dump it off to, and they'll stay out there for this session. Hall has the ball, far side, unable to connect to Crowley, and that ball will bounce into the mesh of Matt and Vince. The Knighthawks enjoying a 9-goal lead as we approach the 1-minute mark here in the first half. 11-2 your score. Shots on goal 25-22. Far side to Vitarelli, however, got a whistle and penalties are going to be called here. Away from the ball, let's see who's going in. It's going to be Powell going in. We got penalties on both sides. Powell for the Knighthawks for roughing, and wait and see who's going in for the Wings. That happened away from the ball. Forsyth's going in again. So Forsyth already has a 5. Now he'll add a 2 to his ledger as well.
Casey Powell, Wings penalty assessed to number 20, Tim Forsyth. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 58 seconds.
We'll play 5-on-5 here for the last minute. Dawson with the ball at the face-off circle, tries to creep in, unable to find any room. Now far side, back up to a Kersey. A Kersey goes for the shot, whips on it, comes out of the back of his stick. And the Wings able to pick it back up and come back the other way. Here's a shot, save made by Vince. Actually, they'll say he didn't get a piece of it, and it'll be an over and back violation. So the clock will stop as the ball was going to roll in on Miller. Shot clock's turned off, 28.8 to go here in the half. Now we're waiting to see. Vince is standing out near his own face-off circle, and he is going to run off for the extra attacker. Empty net for the Knighthawks. They want to go in up by 10. Shot clock turned off. Now with 10. 9. Holding the ball for the last shot. Dawson has it with 7. 6. Now they move with 4. 3. 2. Here's the shot. Save made by Miller. Stacked the pads on the far boards, was able to get the save, and for the Wings, this first half mercifully comes to an end. Shots on goal 26-22 in favor of the Knighthawks, but the scoreboard really says it all. After one half of play, the Rochester Knighthawks 11, the Philadelphia Wings 2. Back with halftime statistics in just a few minutes. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome into the Wells Fargo Center where it's halftime. The Rochester Knighthawks leading the Wings, and leading is being polite. It's 11-2. Dave Walls here along with John Barchard. Thanks for watching today's game wherever you are. In fact, going through my Twitter right now with Dave Walls. I want to give a big shout out to Lori Hobart, who's watching in northern Vermont. I tell you what, Lori, I hope you got everything you need. There's going to be a lot of snow up there. Also, Jared watching from Carmel, New York. Absolutely, Wings fan for life. I know you're suffering up there with the weather and also watching your Wings today, but hey, we're glad you're along for the ride today. Tweet me at Dave Walls, let me know where you're at. I'd be happy to give you a shout out, and I promise when the goals stop for a few seconds, I'll be able to hop back on and actually tweet people back. But do want to give a couple shout outs to everybody who's been on Twitter today, and encourage you to do so as well at Dave Walls. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the first half stats, and if you're a Knighthawks fan, this is like Christmas, New Year's, and 4th of July all rolled into one, because we've had fireworks. Rochester coming out of the gate quickly with a Kersey getting 2 in the first, and Palace as well. Jordan Hall made it a 2-1 game for the Wings on the power play. The Wings' lone bright spot is that they're 2 for 2 on the power play, which is great. But that's been it for the Wings. You go down, it's 3-1 at the end of the first quarter, and it's manageable. But from that point on, let's go ahead and refresh the stats here as it's 11-2. Rochester goes on a 6-0 run to end the second. They go 8-1 in the second quarter alone. Dan Dawson gets goals 2 and 3 on the season. Kersey gets his hat-trick goal, and Kehoe already got 2 in the second as well. Jameson got a goal as well for the Rochester Knighthawks. The lone bright spot is Kevin Buchanan, who got the second power play goal for the Philadelphia Wings. And that's where we stand, 11-2. We've had a little bit of fireworks as well. Certainly been a very hard-hitting physical game as the Philadelphia Wings and Rochester Knighthawks were fighting earlier on. In fact, we had Jim Forsyth, the new addition to the Wings roster today, and Stephen Kehoe fighting at 4:18 of the first. Bit of a draw, as it looked like Kehoe might have got knocked down. Replay shows he had slipped, but certainly the Wings fans were loving that. When we come back, both Powell and Forsyth will still be in the penalty box for 19 more seconds as both went off for roughing minors at 13-19. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll tell you what else is coming up in the NLL this weekend. Your score at the half, 11-2. Rochester leads the Wings on the NLL and Lacrosse Networks. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center where it's halftime. The Rochester Knighthawks currently enjoying an 11-2 lead. Quick look at the stats so far. We mentioned all the scoring earlier. Let's go down and give you a breakdown of what everybody has. Joe Walters already with a goal and 3 assists. Dan Dawson, I tell you what, Rochester Knighthawks fans are they're yelling at their computer screens, finally. Dan's putting the ball in the net. 2 goals, 4 assists, leads all scorers of 6 points. Tyler Burton with a goal, assist by McCready, Evans, and Casey Powell. Brad Self, 3 assists so far on the day. Mike Kirk also with an assist. Stephen Kehoe, 2 and 1. Looking down the list, Kersey already with the first quarter hat trick. Tell you what, as far as shooting percentages go, it doesn't get much better than that with 3 goals on 3 shots. Jameson, 1 goal, 2 assists, and Powell, 1 for 1. Matt Vince so far stellar in the pipes. 21 shots seen, 19 saved. Can't do much better than that. Wing sideline, see on a lot of zeros so far. Kevin Crowley does have 2 assists, but shut out in the goal category. Westervelt with an assist. Buchanan 1 and 1. Jordan Hall also with a goal. Miller's stats are deceiving. 23 shots seen, 14 saves. And actually, Croswell came in very briefly for the Wings, only for 50 seconds. But during that time, he let in 2 goals. 2 shots seen, did not make a save on either. Face-off percentages, one lone bright spot for the Wings. They are battling 73% in the face-offs. Reynolds and Costabile combining there. Evans and Burton taking the face-offs for Rochester, and they've combined for 27%. Both coaches used their challenge in their first half. Both coaches lost their challenge in the first half. Let's go ahead and run down the lineup of games we have for you on the NLL Network and the Lacrosse Network this weekend. Friday sees Toronto and Minnesota. Of course, that's later tonight. I think Friday like it's coming up later week. It's this 11 a.m. start time. It throws everybody off. I feel like I should be eating lunch somewhere right now. Toronto is at the Hive tonight battling Minnesota. That game 8:30 Eastern here on the Lacrosse Network. Saturday, we got a triple slate of action for you. First of all, Rochester fans, your Knighthawks. Immediately following this game, they're headed on a bus and they're going to drive very safely and slowly in this weather. We really hope they get there safely and slowly, but they're going to be in Banditland tomorrow facing Buffalo. John Tavares is out for tomorrow, still battling that hamstring injury. That game time 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on the Lacrosse Network. John Gertler and company will have the call there. Edmonton at Calgary tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, in a big Western Division battle. Always good when the 2 Alberta teams get at it. And finally, the late game of the night, it's the Mammoth and John Grant Jr. heading out to face Ethan Iannucci and those Washington Stealth. Game time, 10 p.m. Eastern, here on the Lacrosse Network. That does it here for the coverage of the first half. We're going to take a timeout for about 2-3 minutes here. We're going to get a drink. We're going to refresh, relax. You do the same. Come back and see us again at the half. It's 11-2. The Knighthawks lead the Wings on the NLL and Lacrosse Network. And welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. Dave Walls here for the NLL and Lacrosse Network. My in-studio producer, John Barchard, who has been truly my savior today. John has been in the arena since early this morning. I tell you what, nothing like an empty sports arena at about 7:30, 8 in the morning. If you've never experienced it, it's certainly one of the more odd experiences you'll ever have. But he's doing great. We hope you're enjoying the feed. Now in HD here in Philadelphia. Finally, we've got that working for you. And thank you also for tweeting wherever you are. We got fans all around the world watching this game. This is amazing. First of all, props to the crew over at ilindoor.com for giving me the kind words on Twitter. I do appreciate that. Chad is watching from a snowy Montreal and hoping Philadelphia can tighten up the deal a little bit. I tell you what, a lot of school children here who are seeing their first NLL game hoping Philadelphia can do the same. Thanks so much for watching, Chad. And hey, you never know, maybe the Montreal Express come back in the league. That NLL preseason game in Montreal did draw very well, so hopefully we can make a road trip at some point. The Dan Crotty is watching the game from Charlotte, North Carolina, and hopefully enjoying a little bit of warmer weather than we're getting here. Also, we've got Kevin. Hey, look at this. Kevin is watching the game from Belgium. He's representing from Belgium. Yeah, the sport is going global, and we love it. Thanks so much for watching. Wherever you are, tweet me at Dave Walls. I'd love to hear from you. I love knowing that other people are watching it and enjoying the game, frankly, as much as we're enjoying doing it here for you. So the Wings faithful hoping to be rewarded. I tell you what, if there's one thing Philadelphia can hang their hat on here is that so far in the season, they have been the masters of the comeback. They only scored one goal in the first half in Toronto, came back to win that one 8-7. They were down big against Calgary as we resume action. Shoots, quick save made by Vince right off the faceoff. Nice fast break attempt by Ross, and Rochester will bring the ball back up. You'll recall in week 4 against Calgary, they were down big going in the half, only Paul Rabel's goals going in. They made that one a close one, 10-8, before Calgary blew the doors off late. Here's a shot and score! And just as we're saying that, 21 seconds in, it's the Knighthawks who put it up to a 10-goal lead, 12-2. Scott Campbell, you'll see here on the replay, beats Hartzell cleanly. He rolls right around them and right into the goal. And I tell you what, we spoke with Johnny Meridian during the week, and he's talking about, this team has goals that they have to hit. They don't want to allow a goal in the first minute, in the last minute. You don't want to allow too many shorthanded opportunities, and it just shows that really, even though this team has had some success and the pieces are there, they need to tighten things up, and they're just not there yet, and especially on the other end, where Matt Vince for the Knighthawks is just throwing down right now. Fast break the other way, shoots and scores! And again, another fast break goal. Brad Self finds himself on the left-hand side of the goal and sticks it in, and the roll continues for the Knighthawks at 13-2.
Rochester goal scored by number 25, Brad Self, the assist, number 48, Matt Vince.
And I tell you what, you look back, and everything just falling into place on one side, and on the other side, everything just falling apart for Philadelphia. Rochester is hitting on all 10s right now, and the Wings are just not connecting on offense and on defense. Rochester has been the much sharper team here. Wings with the ball, down by 11. Shot, save, rebound, score! Jordan Hall gets the loose ball rebound and tucks it up over the shoulder of Matt Vince. And what seems like ages, the Wings are able to tuck the ball in and get this crowd something to cheer about. It's now 13-3.
Wings goal is second of the day, scored by number 44, Jordan Hall. The assist, number 71.
It stops an 8-0 run by Rochester, going back to early in the second quarter. Now Crowley has the ball. That shot never gets through as a stick check away. Farrell picks up the loose ball for the Wings, back up top to Crowley. Now over to Buchanan, far side of 10 on the shot clock. Now rolling with 5, pass to Farrell. He's going to have to do something with it here now with 3-2. Shot, that one deflected, never gets on net. Picked back up by Farrell, but he's unable to do anything as the shot clock expires. So the Wings with a little bit of offensive momentum, able to get one goal out of that run. Now Self has the ball, has a lane to run on the near side, but cut off nicely by the Wings. working one-on-one. Now tied up on the boards of Manley. Manley overcommits, though. Self has a lane to run, but loses handle on the ball. Stepped on the crease line anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. The young rookie Manley with good defense, but then overcommitted and gave Self an opportunity there. Manley did stick with it, was able to at least force him into the crease. Rabel behind the back pass for Westervelt. After a little bit of bouncing around, it connects. Westervelt's been strangely quiet in this game so far. Crowley still looking for that first goal. Crowley now gets the shot, goes over the goal and off the back of the netting. And easy pickup for the Knighthawks. Full court press being put on by the Wings. Knighthawks able to get it across. Campbell with some nifty maneuvering, however, his pass intercepted. Wings get it across the timeline. Hartzell with the steal. Good job done by him. And now the Wings, after a good defensive stand there, forcing the turnover, they'll come back the other way. Still plenty of time in this game. We've seen crazier things, but certainly this is a large deficit to come back. Let's see what happens. Rabel working inside, gets checked away from the ball. Ball comes loose. Great job that time by Tyler Burton, who was able to put a hit on Rabel and knock the ball out. Ian Lord bounces the ball back up, almost knocks Burton over the timeline. Referee signals he did not do so. Kehoe working one-on-one now, dumps it back up top to Walters. 10 on the shot clock. Lord comes off for a late substitution. Up top to Walters by the blue line with 5. 4, Walters tries to go down low. Well, Brett Manny putting good defense on him. Walters never gets the shot away. Walters tried to do one more roll maneuver and create a shot in traffic, and Manny was able to get a piece of the stick and knock the ball loose just long enough in order to force the shot clock violation. Westervelt, pass over near the face-off circle, but that one took a strange bounce off the Wells Fargo turf, and the ball comes loose. Rochester picks it up momentarily, but now Crowley has it. Crowley, far side over to Westervelt, shoots, score! Drew Westervelt finally lights the lamp for his first one of the afternoon. That was 11:08 left to go. It's back to a single-digit deficit at 13-4. And I tell you what, you look at that play, you break it down, what did the Wings do well in order to get that opportunity? They created a turnover, they had multiple passes, and they had pressure in front of Vince, something they very rarely been able to do today, as Westervelt found himself wide open and beat a sprawled-out Vince. And now another shot and score! As we're back to live action, Brody Merrill gets the ball, and he fires it long distance on Vince. And hold on here, I know we said crazier things have happened, but quick back-to-back goals, and now it's 13-5. Hopefully we get a replay to show you here, because they were still showing the replay on the boards, but you're going to see Merrill just get the ball. We don't really have a good shot of it, but he had to beat the double team and just fired the cannon at it. We'll get the scoring assist on that, but basically the face-off happened. Quick pass to Merrill. He comes down to the face-off circle with the double team and just fires it. I don't think Vince was expecting a shot. So now the Wings starting to fight back here. Back the other way, shoots off the crossbar. That shot by Powell beat Miller, but it goes off the crossbar. So now the Wings on a little bit of a run here. D tightening up, and now the offense starting to find the back of the net. Rabel shoots, goes off Vince, didn't get all of it, and the ball rolls into the corner, and Hall's able to pick it back up for a fresh 30. Up top to Crowley. Now back over on the far side. Crowley has it. Rabel to the near side boards. White providing the screen. Rabel wants to move inside, has no room. Gets it to Crowley behind the back shot attempt. Goes off the boards, hits the referee in the back, and Burton's going to be able to pick it up for the Knighthawks. Tell you what, when you see little moves like that, like players starting to throw behind the back passes, you can tell they're just starting to feel it a little bit more, like they're starting to get that just a little bit of confidence back. I know the scoreboard still says you're down by a lot, but that shows that you believe that you can connect, you can get the ball in the net. So for a Wings fan, that's got to be good to see. As Rochester gets the ball back the other way, we have an illegal screen. Philadelphia will get the ball when we come back from this media timeout. 9:35 left to go here in the third. There's lots of game to go. The Knighthawks lead 13-5 on the NLL and the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 9:35 to go in the third. Still a big lead for the Knighthawks, but it has gotten closer at 13-5. Dave Walls here. We'll get some more Twitter shout-outs here in just a minute. Fans do want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Reebok Lacrosse. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black line. Reebok Black was designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black line features a lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology, performance-driven, technology-driven, NLL proven. Your move. Find the all-new Reebok Lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com. Well, the Wings offense with a little bit of momentum. They have the ball off the loose ball violation right before the restart. Rabel tried to get inside but didn't get everything on that shot. The ball bounces harmlessly away and Rochester picks it up and heads back. Kirk has the ball near the timeline. Pass was tipped away by Hartzell, was able to get a stick on it. Merrill's able to control. Has room to run if he wants it. However, Rochester quickly able to get back. Crowley shoots, just puts it high and wide. Ball still loose on the turf though. Wings racing to prevent it from going over the timeline and unable to do so. But no, they're going to say Rochester tipped it. Back referee signaled a tip ball, so Wings catch a break there. Bounce off the boards over to Merrill. Merrill holds to Crowley. Crowley shoots, bounce, save made by Vince up into the netting. A fresh 30 for Philadelphia. Want to say hi to everybody watching online today on the NLL network. Got our fans Toronto Rock for Life watching from snowy Toronto. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of snow up there today. Hang in there. Also our friends at Chillax Customs watching from down in Texas. Save made by Vince and his pads, and the ball will go back the other way. Thanks so much to Connor Wilson. I appreciate it. And to all the Lax All-Stars crew. Hope they're enjoying the game. Hey, Brian Jay's watching from Belleville, Illinois. Jonathan from Denver. Hope you guys are enjoying the rare business person special, if you'd like to call that one. And tell you what, for an 11 a.m. start time, we've got a pretty good crowd on hand here at the Wells Fargo Center, and I'm glad you're watching wherever you are. Tweet me at Dave Walls and let me know where you're at. Shot by Vitarelli goes high over the net. Wings control. There they go with the defensive rebound, and Forsythe brings it up across. Gets it to Buchanan. Rabel's going to come out there as well. Buchanan will roll back in the net to get his position on the other side. Westervelt setting a screen in front of Rabel. Also out there is Crotty. And out to Ross. Ross with 13 gets it up top to Buchanan. Buchanan finds some room. Just tipped away by Vince. Vince didn't get all of it, but just enough to tip it wide. Shots on goal now actually favoring the Wings as they've been getting more second and third shot opportunities here in the second half, 33-29, favoring the Wings, but it's the scoreboard that favors the Knighthawks 13-5, 7:08 left to go here in the third. Up top to Walters, now over to Jamison. Jamison dumps it off far side, 10 on the shot clock to Powell. Powell makes a run, shoots, save made by the goalie. Powell runs into the net, and they're going to call crease violation. And now quickly back the other way. Miller talking to the official. He wanted an interference call as Powell took a pretty good dive into the crease. He won't get it from the official. And with the net off the moorings, we have a stoppage in play as action coming. The restart a little slow coming back. Hall will bring it back in for the Wings. Hey, thanks to Jay Sobey watching the game from Oregon. Still missing his Lumberjacks, but hope you're watching Lumberjack alum Brody Merrill out there on the turf today. Thanks for watching out on the West Coast. Crowley with the ball with the wing. Shoot! Score! Kevin Crowley shoots it from around the face-off circle. Tucks it up underneath the bar. And the Wings continuing their third quarter comeback now down 13-6. After being quiet in the first half with only an assist, Crowley's going to get number 1 or 2. I actually thought he got credit with a goal earlier, but it looks like they've changed the scoring. Rochester Knighthawks win the face-off as we resume live action. They're trapped on their own end there. We're going to get an 8-second violation. Good forechecking put on by Paul Rabel. Paul Dawson couldn't control the pass back to him, and as he picked it up, Rabel sensed that the 8-second violation was winding down. Crotty gets a shot that just is tipped away by Vince. But Paul Dawson got trapped back there, and Rabel was just able to forecheck him enough to keep the ball in the Rochester defensive end and force that 8-second shot clock violation. The ball bounces loose, and now we got an over and back violation. So again, 2 turnovers, but a delayed call is going to go against the Wings, and Rochester is going to go on the power play. Brody Merrill headed to the box. Looked like a holding call from here. The crowd doesn't like it. Merrill doesn't like it. Certainly hands and body parts got tied up at center field, and it is indeed a holding call. Believe it or not, this is the first Rochester power play of the day. They've had so many goals, I had to look down and just confirm it. That didn't seem right, but indeed, the first time that Rochester has been a man up. So the Knighthawks looking to quell the Wings rally and put it back up by 8. Jamison makes a nice move and scores! Cody Jamison, I tell you what lateral motion he had that time. He had 2 Wings in front of him and just sidestepped him, rolled right around, and made a beautiful move to get 1-0 against Miller. The power play goal is good, and it's 14-6. Take a look at this replay. Had good assistance as well from his teammates, tied up the defense for the Wings.
The assist, number 6, Dan Dawson, along with number 23, Corey
Vitarelli gets an assist on there, as well as Dan Dawson. Dawson's 7th point on the night. 14-6 here in the third. 5:40 to go in the third quarter. Crowley has the ball. Now he'll run in. Tied up. Can't get the shot away. Had hands all over him. Rochester picks up the loose ball. Now they'll come back the other way. Gets it out to Sid Smith. Good pass that time by Self. Saw he was in trouble. Found Smith on the near side boards. Smith in transition gets it off. Now over to Walters on the near side. Rochester a little late in getting their line change. They do, though, at 10. Here's a shot that goes wide and easily picked back up by the Wings. Joel White gets it across the line. White near side. Makes a beautiful spin move. Shoots. Save made by Vince. Rebound. Merrill was on the doorstep. Couldn't get a stick on it, though, and Rochester brings it across the other way with Campbell. Campbell beats the double team. A little bit of a hold going on. Rochester wanted the call. They might have had a case, but referee lets play continue, and the ball's picked up by Miller. Certainly saw somebody's stick getting held there or an arm held. Questionable, no call there, but the refs let it continue, and the Wings will bring the ball across the timeline with Westervelt. Now back up top as Ross gets in position over to Rabel. Rabel near side. Works it back of the net, right to left at 10 on the shot clock. Over near the face-off circle has Buchanan far side. Hall instead keeps it. Hall holding with 5, 4, holds. Can't get the shot away. Beautiful play that time by Mike Kirk. Got the stick check in on Hall. Hall couldn't get the shot off, and it'll be Rochester ball when we come back from this media timeout. 4:15 to go in the third. 14-6 Knighthawks on the NLL Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 4:15 to go here in the third. It's Knighthawks 14, the Philadelphia Wings 6. Knighthawks fans, don't forget your K-Hawks come home next weekend, Saturday, February 16th, as they take on the Buffalo Bandits. Game time at Blue Cross Arena, 7:30 p.m. You know where to go for tickets. Go to Knighthawks.com. And Wings fans, we're returning to normal game times very shortly, I promise you. Sunday, February 24th, the next Wings home game. They host John Grant Jr. and the Colorado Mammoth. Game time, 4 p.m. For tickets and info, it's wingslax.com. Loving everybody twittering right now at Dave Walls. Thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot, because sometimes you stare at the computer and you go, is anybody actually watching right now? But really, it's fantastic. And as my voice just hanging on by a thread right now, as we come back to live action, shoots and scores. Micah Kersey puts in number 4 on the afternoon. Found himself right on the doorstep, and as it looked like the Wings were starting to get their defensive mojo back a little bit, giving Miller at least some help all of a sudden, the last 2 goals, we've seen 1-0 opportunities here as we go to the replay. Jamison finds a Kersey, and a Kersey just gets the shot in before his foot comes out of the crease. It's a good goal. 15-6 is now your score with 4 left to go here in the third. Wings do win the faceoff as we come back to action. We've got people from Connecticut. The Lacrosse Kings watching from Connecticut. Darcy's watching from Seattle. Boy, you want to talk about an early morning game. I don't know how you did it, Darcy, but we thank you for watching. Get to more of your tweets in a little bit as we go back to action. Buchanan has the ball on the far side. Had Crowley breaking, couldn't connect to him in time. Crowley has it now with 5. Rolling over to Buchanan. Shot doesn't get through. Save made. And as it's loose on the turf, we'll get the shot clock violation at Rochester's ball. 36-31 shots on goal in favor of the Wings. Deceptive stat because the Knighthawks have had the better quality shots, certainly so far here in this game. Long pass to Powell over on the far side. Tries to hit a breaking Dan Dawson, looking to get him a hat trick. Ball rolls loose into the corner with 10 on the clock. The Wings are able to get possession of that, and it's going to be Joel White, who's done a great job on transition in this game, really adding some quickness to give Brody Merrill some help on the other side. And a quick tip of the hat to the person running the music here at the Wells Fargo Center on school day playing Hot for Teacher. I love it. That made me laugh. Shoots and scores, Brody Merrill. Merrill putting the ball in from the far face-off circle. 2:48 to go here in the third. It's now 15-7. Merrill's second goal on the afternoon.
Second of the day, scored by number 17, Brody Merrill. The assist, number 44, Jordan Hall, along with number 26, Drew.
Hall and Westerveld get the assist. And I tell you what, you look at the replay, Merrill not only had the space, but he was able to really step into that one and give that shot a little extra something. Now Rabel moves far side. Boy, he just rolled off the shoulder of Vince, but good attempt again by Paul Rabel, just is unable to find the net today. And with 2:20 left to go here in the third. Knighthawks bringing it back up the other side of the field. Jamison up over to Powell. Now back up top for Jamison. Finds Kehoe on the far side. Now Powell back to Kehoe. Shot save made by Miller. Good one again as they'd beaten the defense cleanly 1-0 and had a wide open look. But Miller stands tall and was able to get the shoulder on it. Merrill out there with Westerveld, far side for Hall. Hall, check that, it's Buchanan, but stick checked away. Buchanan loses possession, and it's a turnover for the Wings. Quickly back the other way come the Knighthawks and Joel McCready. McCready dumps it off to dangerous Dan Dawson, who certainly lived up to that title today. Knighthawks loving what they're seeing out of Triple D today. Bounce shot goes low in on Miller, and he's able to get the stick on it. Long outlet pass, trying to hit the breaking man. Can't do it. Miller had a breaking Steve Holmes, unable to connect on that one, and Rochester will go ahead and take possession back. Miller had the right idea, and the pass was there. Holmes was just unable to control. Quick moving third period as we're down to 1 minute left to go here in the third. 15-7 Rochester. Walters able to dump it down low. Delayed penalty coming up against the Wings. Vince coming off for the extra attacker. However, only 7 on the shot clock. Dan Dawson holding with 4. 3. Walters comes in, shoots, kick save made by Miller. Ball comes loose. No touch up yet. The Knighthawks going to get a fresh 30 with an open net. So extra attacker out there. 6 on 5. The penalty occurred down in the low corner. Looked like Walters might have been interfered with, either via hold or interference, but we'll get the official call in a minute. Walters passed down low to Dawson, back of the net. Tried to hit his man up top. 9 on the shot clock. Kehoe is able to pick it up. Still extra attacker situation. Walters, far side to Vitarelli, and back in that with 2-1. Save made by Miller as Dan Dawson tried to go and back of the net. Referees actually blew a crease violation regardless, so it would have been no goal, but with 14.8 to go in the third, Rochester will go on its second power play. So Vince comes back onto the field as Pat Heim goes off. Wings get caught with too many men on the field. I actually thought Walters got interfered with in the near side corner, but the bench gets the call. Rochester, 1 for 1 on the power play, looking to go 2 for 2. Powell has it. 5 seconds to go in the period. To Dawson, back of the net to Powell's going to have to hurry. 2-1, the pass intercepted by Hartzell, and that will do it for the third period. So the Wings get a little bit of offensive momentum going. They go on a 3-goal run. Rochester squashes that. They go on the power play, and they add a few more to extend their lead back out to 8. Headed into the fourth, it's 15-7 Knighthawks on the NLL and Lacrosse Networks. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. Fourth quarter getting ready to get underway here. 15-7. It's the Rochester Knighthawks leading the Philadelphia Wings. Dave Walls here for the NLL and the Lacrosse Network. Thank you so much for spending part of your Friday, whether you're on the West Coast or in the morning, no matter where you are, whether in Europe, Canada, down in Florida. We'd love to be in Florida today. But wherever you are, thank you for spending part of your day with us here. Shots on goal still favor the Wings 38-34.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your
NLL fans. Did you miss the big goal that everybody was talking about last week? Did you see it? Well, don't sweat it. The Lacrosse Network online, you just go there online to the Lacrosse Network and you see the top 10 plays from last weekend's action. It's fantastic. You can also watch full replays of every game played this season. It's all there on demand anytime that fits your schedule. Visit youtube.com/Lacrosse Network. Thanks so much, everybody, again for your tweets. I can't thank you enough. I'm actually kind of blown away. Josh is watching from up in Six Nations right now. Also, we got Brian, who's watching from down in Florida. He's coaches with Powell and Keogh down at St. Andrew's School in Boca. I'll tell you what, I would love to be down in Boca today, but get some good lacrosse action here as well, and I know you're enjoying that as well. Lots of people from Six Miller and Six Nations like Josh, as Jamison was able to put the ball in the net. 15 seconds in again, and it goes up now to 16-7. I can't hammer it home enough. You know, this was it's kind of funny just to listen to the press conferences and then watch what happens on the field. This was repeated over and over again as maybe the number one thing the Wings did not want to do. They did not want to give up a goal in the first minute of a quarter. And they've done it, if I go through the stats, I know they've done it at least twice, maybe 3 times. Because they didn't do it in the first. I think they did it in the second, third, and fourth. I could be wrong, but I'll check the score sheet. But regardless, 16-7 as the Knighthawks go 2 for 2 on the power play. Wings get possession back down by 9. Ross out there for the Wings. Has it now down low to Buchanan. Buchanan decides to take it himself. Vince equal to the challenge. Quick pass back up to McCready. Have a man breaking on the far side. Over to Powell. Powell holds. Now we'll bring the ball back. McCready and Forsyth really getting into it down low. Forsyth's got to be careful. He already has 1 minor for fighting. Does not want to pick, 1 major for fighting. Does not want to get a second one here. With 6-5. Over to Vitarelli. Shot low. Save made Biller. Quick rebound comes right to the Wings, and Merrill will bring it across on the break. Tried to find Westervelt. Now he'll do so. Up top to Crowley, but that pass never got through. It is tipped away by Rochester, though, so no over and back violation. Wings will bring it back over with Crotty. 10 on the shot clock. Crotty holds near the blue line. Now Crotty Tried to hit Ross down low, couldn't connect on the pass though, and goes right into the stick of Matt Vince. Ball comes loose for Rochester, and right on the timeline, they're able to get across very close to another 8-second violation. Kehoe holds it. Now back over as Dawson spins away from his defender. And Rochester at this point up 9, more than happy to burn 30 seconds off and really bring this game to a close. The Wings want to get the ball back as quick as possible with 2. Shot goes in by Miller, save made. Manley gets the rebound. Manley's done a very admirable job on defense today. Really put a lot of pressure on Dan Dawson. Dawson, certainly the veteran, has lots more experience and has been able to defeat him a couple of times. Pass attempt for Crotty goes wide, but Buchanan's able to pick it back up with 10. Buchanan beats a double team, shoots, save made by Vince, but he was pedaling backwards, but he's able to somehow control it, stick loose on the turf. Referees will get that off as Evans is trapped in his own zone, passes it up across the timeline. Wide open one-timer and scores! Casey Powell gets the wide open one-timer pass right on the doorstep. Miller tried to move post to post, wasn't able to do so in time. It's back out to double digits at 17-7. Oh, and as you see the replay, Powell actually shot it and Miller got a piece of it, but it bounces off his knee and back up into the goal. He beat Miller cleanly, but just missed it, did Brandon Miller. Shots on goal starting to even out a little bit more, 40-38 in favor of the Wings, but 17-7, the only score that matters at this point. 12:13 to go here in the fourth. Save made by Vince there as he'll bring the ball back in. So Ross puts on the stick check, unable to knock the ball out, and Rochester gets it up across the timeline. Sid Smith holds as the Knighthawks try to get their offense out. Dan Dawson, a lane to run, shoots and scores. Defensive miscommunication leads to the hat trick for dangerous Dan Dawson. He walks right in, sticks it low on Miller, and it's now 18-7. He beats Forsyth, but none of the other defenders step up. They stand there and they give Dawson enough momentum to just run in and push the shot in. A hat trick for dangerous Dan Dawson. He is now racking up the goals, and Miller will mercifully go ahead and head to the bench, and we'll see Kevin Croswell in net for the Wings.
Ladies and gentlemen, now in goal for your Wings, number 31, Kevin Croswell.
Croswell was in briefly in the game earlier, did give up 2 goals, but certainly today has been a breakdown on defense rather than poor goaltending, I think, to say the least. So the Wings win the face-off, down 11. Crotty has the ball on the near side. Crotty rolls down low, now back up top. 11:35 to go here in the fourth. Buchanan has it. Good pressure put on. Rabel has the ball, holding, tries to get down low. Now Rabel moves again, steps on the crease. Rabel's been off on his crease dives all day today. That's at least 3, perhaps 4 crease violations. It's good that he has the intensity to go to the net, but he hasn't been able to finesse it enough to know where he can step, where he has. He's just been a little bit out of control as he charges towards the net. The Knighthawks with the ball, looking to extend that lead, make a statement to the rest of the Eastern Division as Croswell gets his first save there, gets the shoulder on it. White over there for the Wings, unable to get it though, as it's back up to Dan Dawson. They'll get a fresh 30. Dawson will just run it back to the center line and hold. Over to Powless. Powless back to Dawson. Dawson moves in and scores. Dan Dawson gets number 4, goes down low. A clean goal by Dan Dawson, and it's now 19-7. The 41st Nighthawk shot leads to the 18th goal. As you take a look at the replay, Dawson gets the ball, and everybody stands around, and he creeps up 2-3 steps in. And by the time the Wings realize, I got to put a body on him, he's already letting the shot go. This is something, though, that Dan Dawson did in a Wings uniform last year, and now he's doing it against these same Wings. 19-7, still with 10:35 here to go in the fourth. Up top to Farrell. Farrell has the ball, moving towards the crease. Farrell knocked down. He's able to somehow dump the ball over. Good awareness by the rookie in order to dump the ball away as he was falling down. Over to Hall, now far side to Westervelt, shoots, save made by Vince, however, rolls over to Hall and he gets a fresh 30. Hall working 1-on-0. Back over to Ross, up top for Crowley, actually over to Farrell now. Farrell dumps it off, now over to Ross. Ross has a lane inside, he moves in and no goal, crease violation. Vince got a stick on it and may have crossed the line, but it didn't matter as it was a clear crease violation. Media timeout on the floor, 9:59 here to go in the fourth. 19-7 Knighthawks over the Wings on the NLL and Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 9:59 left to go in the fourth. It's 19-7 Knighthawks. Fans, NLL Radio offers the best online radio coverage of the National Lacrosse League. Just visit NLL.com/radio and check out our lineup of shows. NLL Radio is pleased to be the new online home of Box the Beat, hosted by Steven Stamp of IL Indoor. Visit NLL.com/radio for more information. Well, no matter where you are, I hope you're enjoying today's game. Certainly if you're a Rochester Knighthawks fan, you're wearing the jersey, you're going crazy, and I know you're loving it. Even if you're in the office, I hope you're at Dave Walls. I promise I'll get some more shout-outs here in just a little bit. As we're back to live action, Knighthawks with the ball as we come back. Shot by a Kersey, good pressure put on by Merrill as Merrill knocked him down. Croswell was able to get a piece of that as well, and now the Wings will bring it up across. Merrill holding as they've got all five out there now. Crotty, near side, thought about running in, tried to hit Rabel on the far side. Pass was intercepted, ball loose on the turf. Wings do pick it back up with 9 on the shot clock. And back of the net, shoots, and no signal yet. Our angle was blocked here in the arena, and it got caught right on the post in between Vince's leg. I tell you what, that's great awareness by Vince, knowing that Merrill might dive. Really planted the foot in there like a hockey goalie would with the ice skate. Back the other way, wide open shot. Croswell equal to the challenge, 1-on-0, and now the Wings will quickly pick it back up and run the other way. Reynolds has it, thought about a fast break, but decides to pull back there. Can't say enough about that. Vince's stellar play here. Steal, however, for Rochester. Sid Smith really does a great job of stealing the ball and creating shorthanded fast break opportunities, 2-on-1s, 1-on-0s. He's really done a great job with that during his tenure in Rochester. Far side, 10 on the shot clock, 8:28 left to go here in the fourth. Shot by a Kersey, save made by Croswell. Whistle away from the ball. And we got a penalty coming up, and it's going to go against the Knighthawks. Looks like Jameson's going to go into the box for 2, so the Wings are going to go on their third. Check that, their fourth power play. They are 2 for 3 on the afternoon, I believe.
Rochester penalty assessed to number 88, Cody Jameson, 2-minute penalty for illegal equipment.
An illegal equipment penalty called. Certainly, we've seen a few of those called. You'll recall, NLL fans, Colorado last week, Matt Royk got caught with illegal equipment. He had a logo of some form on his glove, I believe, if I read correctly, and he got a 10-minute misconduct and was out of the rest of the game. Of course, at that point, the game was primarily over, but still, call of a different nature here. Fast break the opportunity the other way for Rochester. Long pass, but with a 12-goal lead. No urgency behind the Rochester offense there. They're happy to burn 30 seconds off the shot clock and just wind this penalty down to Jameson. 7:40 left to go here in the fourth. It's 19-7, and it wasn't always a blowout. The first quarter was close. It was 3-1 after 1. but the Wings went 2 for 2 on the power play in the first, and you thought maybe the Wings can put this together and make it a little close, but Rochester has been hitting on all cylinders, closed out the second on a 6-0 run, had 8 goals in the second, got 2 more in the third, and really from that point on, it's been complete domination by the defending champs. Really flexing their muscle here in the second half as well. 8 in the shot clock, and finally the Wings get the ball back. 40 seconds left to go on the penalty to Jamison. Here's a shot by Joel White. Wing the underhand shot. Save made by Vince. Hall picks up the loose ball. Shot clock and penalty clock are about identical, maybe within a half second of each other, so the Wings will get at least one more opportunity here on the power play. Down low, hits Ross, save made again by Vince. He anticipated the shot coming by Ross and was able to get into nice position that time. Ball checked away though, and Crowley is unable to come up with it. However, we have an 8-second violation as Rochester was credited with possession, so the ball's going to come back the other way. The Wings are going to get 2 more seconds of power play time, so for all intents and purposes, this power play is over 2-1. Jamison back out there now for 5-on-5. If the Wings can hurry, they get a shot off. Here's a shot, another great save by Vince. Westervelt was on the doorstep, worked the quick stick, but Vince able to get the right shoulder on it. Back to 5-on-5. Rochester kills the penalty. Rabel beats the double team, shoots in, and he lays down, and the referee's going to say he stopped it. Boy, great awareness. Great awareness by Vince. As he knew the ball was in back of him, he falls down, just lays down solid like a statue, and is able to stop that one before it crosses the line. 48-44 shots on goal favoring the Wings, but it has been all Knighthawks today, 19-7. Don't forget, stay tuned after the game. We'll recap today's action. We'll tell you what else is going on in the league today. These Knighthawks they're headed on a bus pretty quickly, and they're going to be driving very slowly and safely up to Bandit Land as they've got a game tomorrow night up in Buffalo. Fortunately, at least around this area, they're going to be experiencing rain. I don't think the snow has started yet. The forecast in the Philadelphia area are predicting snow to start hitting around the 2 to 3 o'clock hour. Hall with the ball and back of the net to Rabel. Rabel working on his man. Rabel gets knocked down. Delayed penalty coming up against the Knighthawks. Croswell runs off, but as that shot goes off, Vince, stoppage of play, and we will get the penalty call with 5:14 left to go here in the fourth. It's going to be Campbell going off for the penalty. Wings are going to go on the power play. Lots of fans watching from all across the country and all across the world twittering me today. Thank you so much for doing so. Rose is out in Everett, Washington, listening on her iPad. That's just awesome. I love that. Thanks, Rose. Wesley's watching from Morristown, New Jersey. Christina Marie cheering on Casey Powell from a very snowy Brantford, Ontario. And Casey's having a good game here today. Shoots and scores by Kevin Ross. Power play goal, 10 seconds into the power play, and it's 19-8. You know, the only thing you can do sometimes when you get into these situations where you're being blown out is players will never say there's such a thing as moral victories, but you have to take a look at what's working for you and continue to work on those, but everything else as well. The Wings power play has been stellar today. That's their third conversion on the power play today. Is great passing right to Ross. The question is, can they start doing this when it's 5-on-5 and in other situations?
The assist, number 26, Drew Westervelt, along with number 27, Kevin.
Ross and Buchanan get the assist on the power play goal. 19-8 your score. Now here comes Rabel. Thought about a dive to the crease, instead rolls in back of the net. Now back over to Crowley. Crowley shoots and gets it in between the knee pads. Vince makes the save, and we have our final media timeout. 4:36 left to go. It's all Knighthawks, 19-8 over the Wings. This is the National Lacrosse League on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 4:36 left to go here in the fourth. 19-8, Rochester leading the Philadelphia Wings. This copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League. Brendan's watching from Six Nations, downtown Bobby Brown. Oh, I love that name. Watch for Batavia, New York, cheering on his K-Hawks. And hey, Brian Jay's, it's his first time watching a live lacrosse game. Thanks so much, Brian. I hope you check out the Lacrosse Network online. We've got every game this season on demand. So if you like what you're seeing and maybe you want to see a little bit of a closer game, that's all I'm saying. We've got a full slate of games, not only this weekend live, but we've got all the past games as well. We are back underway here as Rochester has the ball coming off the media timeout. Jason's up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, wasting valuable homework time. We won't tell. It's okay. Wings coming back the other way on a fast break opportunity. Crowley gets the shot. Save, however, made by Vince. Quick rebound. Now they got a 2-on-1 coming the other way for Rochester. Dawson, however, will pull up as he had a man. Now here's a shot. 1-0 save made by Croswell. Had a breaking Vitarelli. Vitarelli shot turned away, but with a kick save by Croswell. And again, you're talking about moral victories. Croswell got the start in Calgary, but again, the defense came out flat like they did today and really got hung out to dry early in that game. Even Johnny Meridian said, listen, we didn't get a chance to see Croswell because we didn't give him any help. We didn't give him really any opportunity to see what he could do. So certainly to see him get some quality playing time today, get his season really underway, because I don't even know if I can really count the game 4 as like a lot of active game time. He was hung out to dry in a lot of those goals. 3.5 to go here. Rochester on their way to another win, and they will again face the Buffalo Bandits tomorrow night. That game here on the NLL Network. Shot save made by Croswell. He didn't see it even though it was between his legs, and Rochester's going to get a fresh 30 out of it. Good awareness by the Knighthawks at times. They shoot, and now the glove save made by Croswell. It's actually stuck in his pad as he wiggles it out. Hey, thanks to Graham Perro. Appreciate you watching from Watertown, snowy Watertown, Ontario. And to everybody who's been twittering today, I try to keep up with it as much as I can. Don't want to miss any of the game, of course, but I certainly do appreciate you guys tweeting. It really means a lot, and hope you'll continue to follow me and follow the Wings and the NLL throughout the season. Here's a shot and possibly a goal. The goal light's on, no official call, and now tempers flaring up as Rochester takes exception to the contact made with Vince. And there's Ian Lord. He's known to mix it up from time to time. The rookie Farrell got the ball in the net. Farrell's going to go off to the box, and so is Lord. So by Farrell going off, I'm going to assume that's a no goal. But again, we've had no signal made by official Mark Gardonio. So as we sort out the penalties, do want to remind you, we've got more great action coming up here on the NLL Network this weekend. We've got a full slate of games, including one more tonight, as Toronto goes off to the Hive to face the Minnesota Swarm. Do want to remember, though, that game, Toronto-Minnesota, it's going to be on TSN2 in Canada, easy for me to say, and ESPN3 in the U.S. That starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
To number 29, Ian Lord. A double minor for roughing. Wings penalty, that's number 3, Ethan Farrell. 2 minutes for goaltender interference.
So the Wings are going to get a power play out of this. Farrell goes off for the Wings for a 2-minute goaltender interference, so it is a no goal. However, Ian Lord gets a 4-minute double minor
4 minutes for roughing. Wings penalty, number 3, Ethan Farrell. 2 minutes for goaltender interference. Time of the penalties, 12 minutes, 9 seconds.
So out of this, the Wings will get a little bit of power play time as well. So again, a reminder, that game tonight, Toronto and Minnesota, it's on TSN2 in Canada, ESPN3 in the U.S., starting at 8:30. If you don't have ESPN3, if you can't get TSN2, the game will be on the Lacrosse Network via replay. Just have to wait till the game is over. That's how big television contracts work, everybody. But we will have the game available for you here on the Lacrosse Network. And a big slate tomorrow. The action continues, 3 games all live here on the Lacrosse Network. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The K-Hawks are headed to Buffalo, and they will take on the Bandits. And they've got another great battle of Alberta.
The Knighthawks, Joel McCready will serve the second roughing minor.
The Battle of Alberta again tomorrow night. Calgary at Edmonton at 9 Eastern. And then the late game out west. Washington hosts Colorado, all live and right here on the Lacrosse Network. So we've got 5-on-4 action. So the Wings on the power play. Buchanan over to Ross. Far side, Westerveld had it, but had some action in front of him. He decides to pull it back. Ross now shoots and scores! Kevin Ross on the power play is able to tuck it in near side on Matt Vince that time. And again, we're seeing it on the power play, but we're not seeing it in regular game situations, even strength. The quick passing, the opportunity, creating the opportunities to get a man open and get a quality scoring play. Ross gets his second, back out to a 19-9 game now.
Number 26, Drew Westerveld, along with number 27, Kevin Buchanan.
Westerveld and Buchanan get the assists on the power play as you take a look at the replay here. We are back to live action, 5-on-5. Wings have the ball, 2.5 to go. Buchanan has the ball, now goes in back of the net to Rabel. Rabel's taking a lot of shots today, would love to get one in the net as time gets ready to expire. Up top to Buchanan, now far side shot, however, stick checked away beautifully that time by Mike Kirk, and he's done that several occasions today, unable to get the shot on goal. Long outlet pass for Evans, however, goes awry, intercepted back the other way for Hartzell. Hartzell will run, had a man on the doorstep, instead puts it over to Merrill. And back of the net now, shot save again by Vince. Nobody has stopped those shots in back of the net better than Matt Vince this season. Tyler Burton has the ball for the Knighthawks the other way as we're under 2 to go here in the fourth. Shots on goal, Phillies had plenty of them, 56-48. It favors them as the shot by Vitarelli gets saved by Croswell. However, loose rebounds fought for. Holmes picks it up temporarily, but a whistle away from the ball and a loose ball violation goes against the Wings. Rochester will get the ball and a fresh 30. So an all-around spectacular effort by the Knighthawks, and again, an inconsistent effort by the Wings as Campbell rolls in, shoots, and crease violation called.
Crease violation called on Rochester.
Powell thought he had the goal, but instead he steps on the crease. Coaches for Rochester holding the challenge flag, but it's not a challengeable play as we're under 2 minutes. But since it's under 2 minutes, the referees do have the option to review it themselves. Certainly the coaches cannot challenge it, but 19-9, Gardonio will head to the box and he'll take a look at that one. Watching it live, it looked like a crease violation. We certainly haven't seen a replay here yet in the arena, but we'll see what happens. Hey, thanks to IL Indoor writer Allison Bridgman for watching. She picked Rochester. She had to let me know she was pretty confident, but I do appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much, Allison. I appreciate it. And again, thanks again to everybody on Twitter. You know, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you do the call of the game and you sit here and look at a computer and go, who's out there? Is anybody watching? But it's really great to know we got so many NLL fans here on a work day where some of these kids, they're out of school. They're jumping around, partying, they're having a good time. And certainly we hope that a lot of them will come back to an NLL game as well. As we mentioned earlier during the pregame show, and they are going to count the goal. It's a good goal for Casey Powell. Never showed a replay here in the booth, so I don't have anything to offer you other than Gardonio puts up the goal sign, and it is now 20-9 in favor of the Knighthawks. As I was mentioning earlier, the school children were all given packets teaching them the history of lacrosse, what box lacrosse is all about, what the Wings are about, and then giving them tasks about like how to calculate stats, you know, what to look for, how, you know, who's displaying good sportsmanship. Certainly we've seen a little bit of physical action on both sides, so got to use your judgment in writing down that homework assignment. But certainly a lot of new NLL fans being born here today at this 11 a.m. start time. Under a minute to go here, 20-9. The Wings want to get in the double digits. Rabel has it in back of the net. Now he circles back with Campbell working on him. Up top to Hall. Hall will now run inside. Tries to get it over to Ross, who was sitting on the doorstep. Ball checked away, though. Delayed penalty. Sticks got up a little high, and we're going to get a delayed penalty against the Wings. Let's see who goes off for that. Evans was trying to roll out and a stick got up near the head. So we'll have to wait and see. Now with the stoppage of play, Lord and Farrell will come off from their minor penalties. Be interesting to see if they just give a 2 or they actually go up to a 4 or 5, because sticks near the head are certainly a touchy subject, and it is going to be a 5. 5-minute major for an illegal cross-check, and frankly a good call, as Westervelt, certainly I don't think he intended malice, but he had the stick up too high and made contact with the head. So Rochester on the power play here as the fans start to file out and head towards the pub. The Wings get the ball in the 1-on-0 break the other way for Merrill. He shoots and scores! So Brody Merrill's going to get the hat trick on the afternoon. Short-handed breakaway. Nobody from Rochester even made an attempt to run back and grab him. Vince wasn't happy about that. I think he was really shooting on keeping the Wings in single digits. But with 19.2 left to go in this game, it's 20-10.
Here comes the day, number 17, Brody Merrill. An unassisted short-handed goal.
He gets the unassisted shorty at 19:41. Reynolds wins the quick face-off. Short-handed again, the Wings get one more opportunity here. Rolling shot, save made. Rabel had the initial shot with 3-2, tries to roll around, get it on net, unable to connect the Cronny, and that will do it as time expires. Final score from this matchup, all Knighthawks all the time today. Your final score, the Rochester Knighthawks 20, the Philadelphia Wings 10. We'll be back in just a minute with a post-game wrap-up, and we'll tell you what else is coming up on the NLL Network in just a minute. 20-10 your score on the NLL and Lacrosse Network. Welcome back one more time, fans of the Wells Fargo Center. Final horn has expired. Your final score, the Rochester Knighthawks. Tell you what, when you have a game that you win 7-6 and you're wondering if you can capitalize on some offensive opportunities, boy, did they ever capitalize on some offensive opportunities. 20-10, your final score. Shots a goal favoring the Wings, 59-50, but as we mentioned, the quality of shots certainly favored the Rochester Knighthawks. Go ahead and quickly give you a breakdown of who scored what. First of all, for the losing Philadelphia Wings, led today by Brody Merrill, gets the hat trick, 3-1. Westervelt with 1 goal and 4 assists. Buchanan had a nice day, 1 goal and 5 assists. Jordan Hall, 2-2. Kevin Ross with 2 power play goals as well. Kevin Crowley, 1 goal and 3 assists, with Reynolds getting an assist in there as well. For the Knighthawks, big game for Dan Dawson, the first really big breakout for K-Hawk fans, and he puts up 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points for Triple D, as he really rings in finally his tenure as a Rochester Knighthawk. And what better place for Knighthawks fans to do it than against the team who traded him away. Also with a great game, Micah Kersey, 4 goals on the day. Hat trick by Cody Jamison, 7 points overall. Joe Walters, 1 and 4. Burton with a goal. Dylan Evans, 2 assists. Casey Powell getting 2 goals and an assist as well. Vitarelli, have to check the stats. I think they may have to refresh that. I've got Vitarelli with no goals and 2 assists. I could have swore he put one in, but maybe I'm wrong on that. You know, after 20 goals, you might get one wrong in your mind here or there. Brad Self, 1 goal and 3 assists. Mike Kirk with 2 assists as well as Vincent goaltender getting 2 assists. Sid Smith was 1 as well, and Paulus chips in 1 and 2. The goaltenders, Brandon Miller will get the loss on the day. 46 shots seen, 30 saves. But again, as we mentioned, just the type of shots, the amount of 1-on-0 opportunities, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 type of plays. Miller stood tall as best he could, but ultimately this Rochester team was simply too much for the Wings today. Matt Vince, absolutely stellar in goal, complete game. 58 shots seen, 48 big saves for Matt Vince. Certainly, I would be shocked to not see him and the Defensive Player of the Week award for this week. Philadelphia Wings face-off, 76% for the Wings, 24% for the Knighthawks, and that's pretty much all you could say. A domination after the first quarter by the Knighthawks. They take this one 20-10. Quick recap of all the action this week on the NLL Network. Game tonight, Toronto at the Hive, Minnesota. That game is going to be on TSN2 in Canada, ESPN3 in the U.S. Starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you don't have either of those, hang on tight. We'll get you the game here on the Lacrosse Network immediately following the completion of that game. And the action continues on Saturday. 3 games all live here on the Lacrosse Network. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the Knighthawks are heading to Buffalo to take on the Bandits over in Bandit Land. 9 p.m. Eastern, Calgary and Edmonton in the Battle of Alberta. And then 10 o'clock at night Eastern time, we've got your nightcap. Put your pajamas on and enjoy the Washington Stealth and the Colorado Mammoth. I'm just left at this point to thank my in-studio producer, John Barchard, for all of his fantastic help and support. This man deserves a nap after being here so early in the morning. Vice President of Communications, Doug Fitz, Commissioner George Daniel. My name is Dave Walls, thanking you for watching this game. Your final score, Knighthawks 20, Wings 10. From the Wells Fargo Center, goodbye, everybody.